It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. I hope y'all have an absolutely beautiful day. I hope that you're happy. I hope that you've lost some weight. I hope that you've gained some weight. I hope that if you have a soldier overseas, and if you are a soldier and you're out there or you're about to be out there, I want to send nothing but love to you and encouragement to you and positivity to you. This whole commotion about this one soldier that they brought back, as soon as I heard about this soldier that came back, all my red flags went up. When you start to read into it and you start to learn the details of what's really going on, you're like, what's really going on? I've read a lot about how there were soldiers killed looking for this man. And these are soldiers who have families that are now very, very hurt right now. They're absolutely raw in their emotions right now. They are furious. They are heartbroken. They said this little soldier supposedly walked off, left all his little gear, left his gun. First of all, if I'm going to walk off anywhere in the combat zone or the war zone or overseas or whatever, I'm not leaving my gun. My gun would be a belt of guns, okay? I have a belt of guns. I'd have a gun under here, a gun under here. I have a gun right here, a gun right here. I have a gun on my backpack, in the front pocket of my backpack. There was no possible way that a true soldier would get up and walk away without his gun and his supplies and not tell nobody. How is it that he walked off without his gun? He was alive for 5 years. But those soldiers walked away with guns and equipment and were killed looking for him. Come on. If the homie walked off and I found out he walked off without his gun and he left his stuff, I would have been like, go ahead, homie, you on your own. There ain't no way. Because that's automatically, it would have been like, what in the world? I'll keep the fire burning. I'll protect the camp. I'll throw the logs in the fire. Go ahead. For those soldiers who went after him, looking for their friend, looking for their war buddy or foxhole buddy, kudos to you. Condolences to your family. Props to you for going out there and looking for your friend. I was at Walmart, standing in line, and I could feel the lady's breath behind me on my neck. If you're one of those people who stand absolutely too close to the person in front of you, take a few steps back. It's okay. You're in line. We see you're in your spot. You don't have to worry about anybody cutting in front of you. And if they do, that's between y'all two. The lady behind me kept turning to talk to her friend, and her purse kept hitting me. I was like, excuse me, do you mind taking a few steps back? She was like, oh, I didn't realize I was standing too close. I said, well, I did because your purse keeps hitting me in the back. She was like, excuse me, I didn't know this wasn't a free country. I was like, lady, don't start with me. I'm asking you politely to get about my bubble. You should respect the fact that I'm asking for my space as opposed to turning around and shoving you down on your back. Or when you try to step up and then they step up and then you step up and then they step up and you be like, could you stop? I'm trying to get away from you. I was downtown. I went to the library. I was supposed to be in the library looking for a book. I was only in there for like maybe 5 minutes. There was this creepy guy in the back, and he was like, hey. And I ignored him because I'm like, I'm not finna even, hey. And I ignored him again. He said hey about 4 or 5 times before I was like, hey. And he was like, what you doing? What you doing? I'm reading a book. What you doing? Ain't you supposed to be reading a book? Why you worried about what I'm doing in my study corner? Can't be safe nowhere. Creeps everywhere. I left the library and I got to walking. I bumped into this really cool guy, and we just got to talking, and we just got to really like, wrapping it up about Jesus and life and being positive. And so after I walked away from him, the art festival was starting, and I was standing at the corner watching this guy dance. He was doing a pretty good job. This guy pops up and he was like, yes, honey, work, yes. So we walked around for a little bit together. But what I realized was that every person that passed us, he was always saying something negative about somebody. If you're around people or you hang with a clique or your gang or whatever, and they're always saying like just constant negativity, whether it's about you or someone else in the circle or everyone in the circle, or whether y'all are out in public and they just gotta pick on some old lady or pick on some young man or whatever the case may be. Man, cut them out your circle, cut them out your square, triangle, pentagon, whatever. Cut them out. You wouldn't want someone talking about you, because he's talking about how some people are dressed, but yeah, when I looked at him, he looked rough. He looked a hot mess. But in my mind, I feel like you don't know what people are going through. You don't know their struggle. Everyone has their own style. Everyone has their individuality. I give props to people who can walk out the house and be them, period, and not care what nobody thinks. I don't match. I got 3 different colors in my hair, a blue earring with an orange shirt, black tights, and some little floral looking shoes on. And there's days where I wear striped shirt, plaid pants, polka dotted shoes. You don't want to be around that because a spoiled apple rottens the bunch. Spoiled apple? What's a spoiled apple or banana? What is that phrase? A rotten apple spoils the bunch. I don't know why I want to keep saying banana. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Put some duct tape over your mouth and just walk around in silence, because no one needs the negativity. There's already enough bad and negativity in this world. Nobody needs extra. Nobody needs to be pointing out what they think is a flaw in somebody else, because I know you wouldn't like it if someone pointed out every single flaw to you. So I had to get away from him. I was like, oh, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go. And every time I said I had to go, he would try to follow me. And then I was like, well, I hope he ain't trying to like get a ride. So when you go out every day, be positive. Weed out all those negative people. Weed out the weeds, okay? Get your garden in order. Go out there and fluff the soil and put seeds in the ground, water it, change some pots out, because you might have some pots that are cracked. You might have some dead leaves on a tree. Go ahead and do some trimming, do some pot changing, do some watering, open the blinds, let the sun in. Jesus loves you. I love you. There are people around you that love you. So if you can inspire, or if you can say anything right now to somebody, what would you say?
Get to the word, eat right, live life, healthy, cool, stay black and beautiful.